The president goes after Europe, talks about brutal trading partners with Brexit and with the United Kingdom as well. How does Europe unify against a president who wants a trade war?
Well, I think the good news is that the European Union, the European Commission, has exclusive competence on trade, and they've actually done quite well. If you remember, go back to last summer when Jean-Claude Juncker met with President Trump and things ended up going quite well at the end of the day. I think the EU is quite unified, and if we want to look at the silver lining of Brexit and Trump, at least it has brought the European Union together.
Alexander, good morning. I was reading some articles on you where they call you former Finnish Prime Minister, a Ironman triathlete, but also a recent aspirant for the European Commission President. What do we need in a Commission President right now? People that, how do you sell the European project to the citizens?
I think you probably need three things. Number one, it needs to be someone who has experience in foreign and security policy, because I think the global situation is on such an edge. Robert Kagan talks about the jungle growing back. They need someone who can deal with President Xi and President Trump. Number two, you need someone who can focus on climate change, because that is the most colossal, most important issue, I think, of our generation. And number three, you need someone who is tech savvy, needs to understand technology, artificial intelligence, and robotization. If you get these three things coming together, I think you end up with a good Commission President.
Alexander Stubb, how would you deal with President Trump right now? So we're talking about $11 billion in possible tariffs on European goods. Would and should the EU retaliate?
No retaliation. I think there needs to be dialogue. That's always very important to keep in mind. And if you want to simplify things a little bit, the EU and the United States, hip to hip, we are allies. And I think we need to basically try to find practical ways of cooperation. I think technology is one of the key issues there, and also on trade. I would, of course, engage in close dialogue with President Trump at the moment.
OK, how would you deal with President Xi? So you have an Italy that, for the moment, is going at it alone, then maybe France is second best in trying to get their investment. What should be the common EU policy in dealing with President Xi?
The way in which I see it is that in the beginning, most European states were just really sort of on the extreme, and let's open up, let's work with China, let's do as much trade as possible. And now some people are actually going to the exact opposite extreme, saying that, well, they're mining our IP, they're mining our patents, our tech companies, et cetera, so let's get protectionist. I would find middle ground, so cooperate fully with the United States, and then cooperate with China, but be aware that there's also some malintent in the trade from that side.
Mr. Prime Minister, can you explain a fiscal solution in Europe? We dream of a fiscal solution for Italy, a fiscal solution for Germany. Can there ever be a united fiscal front in Europe?
I think that might be difficult, because the way in which I see it is that the European Union has exclusive competence on monetary policy. But on the fiscal side, it's very much a patchwork system whereby a lot of the member states obviously have the exclusive right to work on that. So it is going to be difficult, but I do see convergence in the long term.